I feel like I can perfectly infiltrate the world of sheep. Bye bye, humanity. For a lot of crafty, cottagecore, goblincore creators, content creators, autumn is their favorite time, their favorite season of the year. And well, personally, I am in two minds about autumn. Firstly, yes, this is a lovely season with the beautiful lighting, the beautiful colors in the trees, the beautiful warm woolen sweaters. But also it really affects my mental health in a negative way. I need my daily doses of sunlight and I am not getting enough in autumn and winter. But there is one thing that can elevate my mental health to higher spirits. You guessed it. It's wool. Of course it's wool. That's why my channel is called Mijn, Wolden, because this is my Wolden. And then I specifically, actually specifically mean raw sheep wool that has the lanolin still on it. It really smells like sheep, and just the feeling of the greasy fleece that somehow is like a magic spell and always gets me going. Now at first this was just going to be an off-camera project, but then it inspired me so much that I realized, yeah, I got to take you guys along with me. There is no other way. I got to take you guys with me. Now this is some out of character spun yarn. This is really bulky yarn that I spun straight out of the fleece. And it is, I don't know, I love it so much. And it just got me in a creative mood. This one was at first just spun straight out of the fleece, and then I started carding the dirty fleece on my drum carder and spinning from that. And while these are very thick and thin and nappy and everything and lovely, I will repeat, lovely, I have now gotten on my wheel a single that is actually very consistently bulky. And I want to keep at it because now I'm thinking, you know, like those bulky cable sweaters, like I can actually cosplay a sheep and it will be good for my mental health. That's what I'm thinking, and that is what I am taking you along with. Will these two skeins be incorporated into the sweater? Maybe, I don't know. We'll see where we get. But they are so lovely, I cannot stress it enough how much joy these skeins bring me. So that's the gist of today's video. I'm going to wobble with these skeins a little more, spin more skeins. Here we go. Let's dive into our bag. It's also a win-win situation because I am going through more of this bag of fleeces than I have ever done in the 2 years that it's sitting here. Ooh, that is lots of poop. Don't want to poop. There are people that will explicitly say to not card greasy, dirty fleece on your drum carder, because then you will never get your drum carder clean. But personally, I care more about my mental health than about the cleanliness of my drum carder. So I'm just going to do it.
Do it.
Do it. Here we go with our 2 times carded mini bat. There is of course a lot of VM still in it because it was, as I said, a dirty fleece. I do not care. I've got 2 bobbins full of, yeah, well, you tell me, extremely unruly, pleasant, fluffy yarn. Let's see how these 2 ply together. Look at that! I have wet set the twist, and because we were still spinning in the grease, that has also scoured the yarn a bit. Still smells like sheep, so it's not entirely scoured, but that's okay, that's okay. I love this yarn. Like, look how fun this is. It's not entirely consistent. I mean, did I fool you guys into thinking I was a good spinner? I can hide my inconsistencies by spinning fine. And now that I'm not, you can see it's just such a fun yarn. I am excited for this. It also feels very soft and fluffy. You know, everything I just want in this yarn right now, and it's balanced. That's, I mean, I can say I'm not a good spinner, but this is balanced. There's still a little bit left on the bobbins, so I'm going to first ply that, and then we'll card some more, spin some more, and also, maybe quickly, this was before I washed it. 70 wraps around my niddy noddy, which, according to my calculator, not according to my brain, because is 98 meters, so almost 100 meters of yarn in this skein. Beautiful. Let's continue. Whoops. That's one of my bobbins run out. Let's make a plying. Let's make a plying bracelet to finish off the other. I have said before that I have issues with my hands smelling like metal, but my hands smelling like sheep? No, no, not at all. I don't know if you heard during the making of my plying bracelet, but my compost bin fell over because it's actually really stormy today. Blustering winds! Here we go. Get back up, you. And you know, autumn, it's really the lack of sunshine that makes me sad on some days. Like today, it's such a stormy day. It's Storm Kiran, I think, if I pronounce correctly. It's windy, like hella windy, it's cloudy, but there is sunshine and I don't have to go to work, so I get to enjoy the bit of sunshine, like outside, but also in my studio. The main light is actually just a skylight, so it's just a so it's actually just the sunshine coming in over there. Yeah, for me, this is a much better day than if it were just sunny all day, but I had to sit inside or not have a skylight. Yeah, I don't know if that makes sense, but today is actually a very good day for me. I'm actually like a reverse vampire then, which also means I do not have the ability to turn into a bat, which is sad because bats are actually my favorite animal. But they do also show that even bats, the creature of the night, only come out between April and October. All the other months are like, nah, I am just literally going to sleep. Why is our capitalist world expecting from us to be productive in days where there's just not enough sunlight for us to be productive? Questions to ponder about. I didn't film the entire process of it, but I have 2 more full bobbins with singles yarn, and they are looking so promising in terms of consistency. Like, I know the consistency of my bulky yarn wasn't the be-all end-all of what I wanted to achieve in this video per se, but it does feel really rewarding that this short bit of practicing is giving me this tremendous of progress already. I also don't know if I have told you what breed of sheep we are spinning right now. Seasoned subscribers of this channel will be able to guess within 3 counts what breed of sheep this is. 1, 2, 3, all together, Flemish sheep. If I didn't scour the fleece beforehand, does that mean it is also still full of VM? Yes. Does it also mean the grease gets stuck on the orifice? Yes. It does mean all of that. You can clean a spinning wheel and you can pick out VM if it bothers you. Also, I am wearing an apron just because a lot of the VM will just fall out when spinning. I am also, if you have noticed, plying in a clockwise direction, even though a lot of tutorials say to ply in a counterclockwise direction, and that is because I spun my yarn in a counterclockwise direction. This is because I have noticed in a previous project that the way I knit is actually more akin to the way yarn untwists itself when crocheting. So if I spin it this way, it doesn't untwist itself when knitting. Yep, this is going to be beautiful. This is the first bit plied. Once again, it is looking quite balanced. And this time, I feel like it's also looking like a intentionally bulky spun yarn. Not like a thick and thin yarn that didn't go as planned. Nice. Still I've got ways to ply. But this is good, this is good. Here we can knit the extravagantly bulky sweater with that I want. Now, before I dunk this in a tub of water to set a twist and to scour it a little bit, that's the difference a little bit of water and soap make. Crazy. Now that this cane is dry, I am actually curious to know what the reps per inches are, so that we know what kind of gauge to look at when choosing a pattern for this. That's 5 reps per inch. Yep. I think that puts us in the super bulky range. Which then means I can get my set of circular needles out and maybe finally use the larger sizes. I found a pattern of a cabled sweater that looks like something I would like to wear, and it says to use 12mm needles. This is absolutely everything that I would normally not do. But you know, we're making this stupid sweater for my stupid mental health. And trying new things is good for your brain. Or well, at least that's what they say. Let's make a little gauge swatch. It's also a new thing that's probably good for my brain. I should have 10 rows to 10 centimeters in height. I've got now 4 rows and 6 centimeters. So I think maybe the 12mm needles are a little bit too big. I'm going to go to the 10s now. I think that's a great substitution. I also might want a little longer cable because this was annoying me. The width is correct. And now see for the length. Is 6 centimeters is 6 rows, so I'm gauge swatching is still not my favorite pastime, so I'm going to call it good. And just look at it. Look at this stitching. Oh my god, this looks so amazingly cozy. Like, don't you think? Yep. Let's start knitting for real. I haven't mentioned yet, but the pattern we're making is the Frosted Cathedral by Drops Design Garn Studio. It is a free pattern. I shall link it in the description box. If you think it's weird that I am already knitting with my very first tryout of spinning a more bulky yarn, then don't. I mean, of course, I cannot tell you what you shouldn't think, but actually knitting with your hand spun is the best way to know where you can still improve. Like, I was very afraid that this would be quite a ropey yarn, and in a way it is, but it's less ropey than I had thought it would be. But I'm still thinking that the yarn could benefit from a little less twist. And that's something I only notice, of course, when I'm working with it. My madness sometimes has a reasoning behind it. Not always, you're correct. And while working on this yarn was very mentally stimulating, I think personally the only way to get over my seasonal depression is to actually go to the sun. Let's take these canes and just go to Spain. Call of the mountains, ooh, ooh, the call of the Pyrenees. Did I actually just take my knitting up to the summit of the Montserrat Mountains? So why, yes I did. And I don't know, it made me realize a couple of things. Firstly, that I am a very privileged person, that I am able to get out and get here and connect with nature. Secondly, that of course this is Murphy, that now that I have a little bit of rest for my mental concerns, I'm coming down with strep throat. Isn't that just always the case, that when you're like stressing, and then you have a moment of respite, bam, you get sick. But that doesn't take away from my gratitude of being able to be in nature, to take my knitting into nature. And that's probably also why I get so much healing out of working with the natural yarn, because it just connects me to nature, to wildlife, to the earth, to everything. And when I'm out here, I'm not looking at my phone, maybe except for taking pictures, just disconnected from everything digitally, technology. Just being one with nature helps. Yeah, meanwhile Dries is being very awkward right here.
Chilling.
He's just chilling. With renewed energy, we have returned to Belgium. And this is where we're at with our stupid sweater for our stupid mental health. It's actually not stupid, it's looking pretty good. We're almost done with the body and have no sleeves. But of course, I wasn't done spinning, now was I? Nope, we clearly weren't done. We were in the middle of a skein actually. This is one full bobbin. Let's just make more. Let's see if I still know how to do this. It is probably abundantly clear to any one of you who have seen the intro of this video that I did not check my calendar correctly, because I was babbling on about autumn while actually it's the Christmas season. And the Christmas season is a season of gifting, of passing love to other people, of paying it forward. And I think I'm going to do just that right now. In Wool to Gold's podcast on mental health and fiber arts, they mentioned a series of content creators that give them the much needed serotonin for that day. And they mentioned me, which was, I don't know, just a real lovely gift in this dark, dark season. And I feel like I should pay it forward now. It's Christmas after all. So first of all, check out Wool to Gold's podcast. It is a very wholesome place in this world of the internet, I guarantee you. Now everyone knows the Rachels, the Bernadettes, the Morgans and the Evies already. I don't need to mention them. You already know that they bring all the serotonin in the world and all the dopamine that you need. I want to focus on maybe lesser known channels, maybe also channels that are not directly fiber related, but that still bring me joy. I'm going to start with one of those because this is like almost a daily have to watch for my husband and myself, and I love the way that he looks at the world, his philosophy of life and the way he does stuff, and that's Atomic Shrimp. He does a lot of random stuff all throughout his day and just films it, but his view on life is so positive and nature-minded. He's an inspiration, guys. Just an inspiration. I have mentioned her and her channel a couple of times here on my channel, and that's Christine Wieke. I think she is so funny, so witty, so smart, and has this beautiful, soothing way of bringing her content. Like, the videography is on point, the voiceover is on point. It's just overall enjoyment. I've also grown quite fond of watching Dordy's videos because they're quite like mine. A little bit of chaos, vlogs and learning how to spin, getting to know a new craft, and the joy that comes from discovering the new craft. Yeah, just the sheer joy that she radiates through the screen about learning how to spin. That's wonderful. And you wouldn't necessarily call me a fashion girly, but I do love watching some alternative fashion YouTubers. I don't know how to call them, but Kathleen Illustrated is such an inspiration to me, both in how funny and humorous she is in her way of editing, and also just styling wise. She's so bold and like gives me courage through the screen. I don't know if that makes any sense, but that's what happens when I watch her videos. I have said previously that I am not a big podcast fan. I personally think they are boring. There are exceptions. And one of these exceptions is Stitches and Starlight, because she is just the funniest person alive. Like, I sometimes try to listen to her podcast while I'm working, and that's a bad idea because I'm just snorting and giggling all the time. So that were a couple of channels I want to pay the mention that Wool to Gold gave me forward to. And I hope that they bring you as much happiness and serotonin as they bring me, and be a light in a dark day, much like the lights in my tree. We're almost done with the body. Just a bit more of grinding. Maybe I'll put on one of those channels and just knit through the day. That sounds like an awesome plan. I feel like I can perfectly infiltrate the world of sheep. Bye bye, humanity. No, but seriously? This is like, I don't know, a personal weighted blanket, a sheep's hug. Like it's really hefty, that's what I'm trying to say, but also just so comforting. I will stand by my statement of this summer that chunky knits are not flattering on my body type, but you know, I didn't make high fashion right here. I made an emotional support sweater, and it is very lifting my mood to wear this. As you can see. I also didn't realize that I chose a pattern that has like the big ictus on my chest. I am signaling Christianity to everyone. Merry Christmas. I don't know. How did I not notice? But I like it. If you didn't know, ladies and gentlemen, I am a big Roman Catholic. Look at this fish. I strayed from the pattern. As usual, I differed in the sleeve construction. The pattern has like some kind of bell sleeves. I made them more fitted. I also didn't make them full length That is something I do quite a lot because I am a person that just wears sweaters like this all day, every day. I'm also a crafter, so long sleeves get in the way a lot of times. I don't know, it's just a thing. I make my sleeves just a tad bit shorter. I like them that way. If anything, I enjoyed the process of making this sweater the most. I've learned so much about my own spinning, about spinning in general, about my wheel, about my wool, about my yarn. It was a journey. And it is visible in the sweater because the final part, the lower part of the sleeves, is the very first of that bulky yarn that I spun, and it is vastly different from the yarn over here. This is a consistent bulky yarn. This is a fluffy, thick and thin yarn. But really, it's soft overall. I am practically a sheep. Life goals have been attained. Fellow spinners, tell me in the comments, isn't becoming a sheep or almost becoming a sheep like the ultimate goal? This is a local sheep. I spun it very thick. I knit it in a very textured sweater that makes me look like a round blob of sheep. Yeah, this is a successful project and I'm just babbling. Maybe I just should wrap up because this video is already long. I hope you enjoyed that Christmas present of an extra long video. Anyway, if you like these kind of fiber shenanigans, then maybe you could like, comment or subscribe. But of course, that is all up to you. If you're interested in seeing more spinning videos, then I can recommend this here playlist. And well, I will see you in a next video. Bye.